What if I told you that before the legend of Dracula, before the word vampire even crept into our darkest fears, there was a tale so heartbreaking, so unique, that it was erased from the very records of heaven? Imagine a being punished not for wickedness, but for mercy, a creature of compassion whose story was deliberately lost to time. Tonight, we journey into forbidden myth, where ancient angels walk among mortals and the first vampire is born not out of evil, but out of love's tragic course. Welcome to Tales Mythology, where we explore the stories history tried to bury. If you're fascinated by ancient secrets, forgotten horrors, and legends older than civilization itself, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell because tonight's story will change how you see darkness and redemption forever. Picture yourself among the Watcher scimitar sentinels tasked only to observe, never to feel. For eons, these beings witnessed humanity's pain from afar, children shivering in the cold, prayers lost in the void, hearts breaking in silence. Most Watchers remain detached. But what happens when one is moved to compassion? One fateful winter, as bitter winds howled and the forest shivered, our Watcher's resolve broke. He could not ignore the suffering any longer. He watched a dying woman, no queen or prophetess, just a fragile, feverish soul collapse beneath a cedar tree, her last breath a wordless plea to the heavens. This was the moment that changed everything. Unable to turn away, the Watcher knelt beside her, breaking the ultimate taboo. He sang a hymn never meant for mortal ears, pouring holy light into her veins, reviving her from the edge of death. But heaven does not forgive mercy when it breaks the law. In that instant, the stars dimmed, the Watcher's wings caught fire, his halo shattered. His very name was erased from heaven's memory. Cast out, he wandered the earth a fallen angel, burdened not with guilt, but with unbearable loss. The woman survived, returned to her village, and remembered only a dreamer man of stars kneeling in the snow. Weeks passed. The woman, though weak, soon realized she was with child, but this was no ordinary pregnant-side. Life inside her pulsed with an energy ancient and strange. Heaven itself trembled, sensing a soul neither angel nor human had ever existed before. She labored alone, the village too afraid to help. When her child, Seraphius, was born, the night was eerily silent. Heaven, the stars seemed to look away. She named him from a dream. Growing up, Seraphius was a mystery, pale eyes like silver. Animals flocked to him, and he never fell ill. Villagers whispered of curses. His mother, brave and loving, defended him at every turn, even as the rumors grew louder and darker. Seraphius was never quite like the other children. As he grew, normal food could no longer satisfy him. He woke from fevered dreams, muttering in forgotten tongues, a coldness settling in his skin. Villagers became afraid, some even called for him to be abandoned. But his mother's love never faltered, even as he slipped further from the world of men. Then, on a night of thunder and lightning, Seraphius collapsed. His mother, desperate, begged the heavens for mercy. He awoke with crimson, ancient eyes. Without anger or malice, he embraced his mother and fed. The first taste of blood unlocked a curse older than time. His mother died in his arms, and Seraphius became the world's first vampire, his tears burning with sorrow. Devastated, Seraphius left his home, knowing his hunger would doom anyone he loved. He wandered through forests and across kingdoms, tormented by his thirst, unwilling to kill, but unable to resist the curse. He tried to die, but found he could not. Death was forever beyond his reach. Once, when two bandits attacked him near an ancient ruin, his primal instincts took over. He fed, gaining strength, but every act of violence broke his heart further. Stories spread across the land of a pale, ageless figure. Fire sputtered as he passed, priests fell silent, and fields withered. Whispers turned to legends, and legends to fear. Let's pause here and think. Seraphius' story is more than myth. It echoes in every tale, where compassion brings unexpected suffering. We all know stories, ancient or modern, of people shunned for being different, of monsters who started as victims. Consider the real-world parallels. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, a creation shunned by society, driven to violence by loneliness, the misunderstood outcasts in every culture, those forced to the shadows, feared not for their actions, but for their nature. Modern parallels, individuals burdened with curses like addiction, trauma, or inherited blame, struggling not to harm others, craving acceptance. Seraphius's tragedy is universal, the pain of being other, of loving so deeply it destroys you, of becoming what you never intended. Centuries passed. Seraphius became legend, a name whispered in the dark, the weeping father. But the heavens had not forgotten. Prophecy arose. One born from his line will walk into heaven with blood on their hands, and in that day the gates will open. Some vampires, sensing their mysterious heritage, began to seek Seraphius out. They called him by many names: Ozar's flame, the hunger that chose compassion. He left secret signs. You are not forgotten. You were not born evil. Some followed his path of restraint and mercy. Others fell into madness and violence. The world now called them all by a single word, vampire, a name rooted in fear, but also in the hope of redemption. As centuries rolled by, Seraphius's tale faded into obscurity, his story carried only in the blood of those who shared his curse. But even as he retreated into myth, the hope he carried remained. He was not only the first vampire, but also the first to teach that curse and compassion can spring from the same act. The prophecy was not just about destruction or damnation, it hinted at a greater destiny, a healing that could only come through the wounds of the past. The lesson: sometimes mercy has consequences we cannot foresee. In a world that so often confuses difference with evil, Seraphius's story urges us to look for the humanity inside the monstrum. Maybe, just maybe, find redemption not only for them, but for ourselves. If this story moved you, or made you question what it means to be monstrous, share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever felt like an outsider, or known someone whose compassion led to their suffering? Like and subscribe for more journeys into forbidden myth. And remember, sometimes the oldest legends hold the most vital truths.